It's a great day. My name is Jay Brown, the happy entrepreneur, and welcome to the Happy Entrepreneur Show, the number one business development and revenue focused late night show in the country where we are on a mission. And our mission really is to empower, our mission really is to inspire, and our mission is to provide you, that's right, you, the hard working entrepreneur, with all of those resources that are necessary to execute the big vision you have for the people you were called to serve. On this episode, we have the one and only Lisa. She's in the building. She'll be talking about platinum life. What does that mean? What is that? Anyway, what's going on, Lisa? How are you today?
Hi, Che. I am doing well. Thank you so much for having me on your show. I'm so excited.
Thank you for being here. Thank you for being on the show. She said Che, ladies and gentlemen. Hey, that's my family calls me Che. She got it right. That's something pretty cool. Okay, now before we get started, because I'm so excited you're here, and thank you to viewers. Thank you for tuning in, by the way, because without you, the viewers, we don't have a show. So we appreciate you here. This will be a good use of your time. And we'll get into Lisa's background in a moment and who she is. I know she's famous all over the world, but let's talk about this right here. When you say platinum life, Lisa, what does that even mean? And is that true in real life?
Absolutely. And thank you so much for asking me that question. Living the platinum life for me is a life marked by healing, by purpose, by obedience, and forward faith. It is a life where you just stop rebuilding and start rising to your greatest purpose. And at this age and at this stage in my life, I decided that I was going to play by a different set of rules. And those rules were I'm still going to color sometimes within the lines, but I am going to live a life of that is platinum. And what does that it looks different for everyone, Shay. But since my hair turned platinum, I decided to embrace it and live a platinum life.
When you talk about living a platinum life, that's spot on. Silly question, probably just for me. I'm curious. How does someone know that they're living a platinum life versus, I'll use the word faking a platinum life? Is that such a thing?
It is. We used to have this saying that we were going to fake it until we make it. And I never liked that. I wanted to live an authentic life. So living this platinum life is truly living an authentic life, a life full of purpose, a life full of obedience, and a life full of forward faith. But what happens is you got to do your work. Che, you got to do your work. Whatever that work is, whatever place that's broken in you that needs healing, you have to do that hard work. We would say that you have to put one foot in front of the other. You got to put your hands to the plow, but you have to do your work. The platinum life does not just come. You wake up one morning and boom, you're living the platinum life. And then here's a secret. The life is not just about money. Well, we know that we need resources and we need money to live in this world system, but it's not just about that. It's not just about that. But what it is living your authentic truth and being true to yourself.
One of the challenges you have, and I believe you're spot on, by the way, that I have, and maybe I'm the only one, but we'll make it for women as well, is kind of believing in themselves. And don't worry, ladies and gentlemen, I haven't forgotten. We're going to ask her backstory, okay? We're going to find out who she is and what her background is. We'll get to that in a moment. But I'm curious, what is the first step to becoming a woman who can believe in themselves again? So if someone's watching right now and they're like, you know what, I've been off track and things haven't been the way they wanted to, what would you say to that person that just needs to start believing in themselves again before they can put one step in front of the next step in front of the next step?
Right. That's a good question. So one of the things that I had to do on my journey to living the platinum life and then being healed, empowered, and restored was facing my truth. Was facing the truth. These things happened to me. These things occurred in my life, and starting from that place and pulling myself literally out of the hole of destruction. regardless of where you started from, regardless of what family you were born into. I believe that there is greatness in each and every one of us, and we have to tap into that greatness. We have to look inside, we have to do our work, we have to analyze what's working and what isn't working for us. And
Mm.
only then can we get to a point where we are putting one foot in front of the other and walking towards victory. I like to tell my clients that we're not in the land of odds. We don't just click our heels together and turn around three times and magically we're on the yellow brick road. You have to do your work. You have to do the
I,
work.
I love you. Talk about how to do the work. And before we get into your background, for the person out there saying, Shay, she keeps saying you have to do the work, you have to do the work. What is her secret to being consistent, Shay? Because I know what to do. I read all the books, Shay. I've watched all the
Mhm.
videos, but yet for
Yeah,
some reason I have a
yeah.
hard time being consistent in doing what I know I should be doing. Again, this is a loaded question. I know some of you are in multiple places in
Right.
your life and multiple spaces, so I'm going to ask Lisa to do the best she can. But to the person
Okay.
that really wants to be more consistent, what would you share with that individual that's watching right now?
Wow, that is a loaded question. So for me, I just had a made up mind that I wanted more. I don't know. Books were a lifeline to me. When I was in the seventh grade, I had an English teacher, and his name was Mr. Holmes. And Mr. Holmes introduced me to the world of books. Yes, we had magazines and we had the Bible in my home, but not historical books. Not a lot of books that were written by Black authors. And what those books did is they opened up a world of possibilities. I want the person who's struggling to say possibilities. It truly opened it up for me that I now saw that there was another way to live, that there was nothing inherently wrong, with how I grew up and how I lived. Put a pin on that. But there was the books opened up another world for me. It really did. And so if you are struggling about where to start at the place of your beginnings. Start at your origin and then begin to ask. I am a woman of faith. Begin to ask the Father the right questions and the right questions for you. Why am I here? Why was I created? What is my purpose in life? What would you have me to do? What would I do if I was not being paid for it? All of those things that we heard. And then I have the anointing of a finisher. Whatever I start, I'm going to finish. It may take me 7 years, but I am going to finish. And being able to finish what you start is so important to living the platinum life.
Said so well, by the way. Said so well. As you were speaking now, I think this is a good time for us to slow down for just a moment, by the way.
Okay.
Some folks, they haven't read your bio. They're watching right now. Somebody's in the
Okay.
kitchen right now cooking, and they're like, hey, Shay, I like what I'm hearing. Like, this got my attention. Some of you, thank you so much for being here. We really appreciate you. Maybe you're listening in your office right now. You just got up this morning, or you're watching the replay of this. You might be wondering, well, who is this person speaking, Shay? What's her background? What's her story? So take a moment. It's a two-part question. Number one, tell us a little about who you are so we understand your background. And then what was that defining moment that you said, I'm born to help other people live the life they deserve?
Thank you. So I am one of seven children. I was born in a small town by the ocean called Milford, Delaware, in a super religious home. And have there were five girls and two brothers. Graduated high school there, went to college there, and after college, I joined the military. I am a U.S. veteran. I am a wife. I am a mother. In my birth family's home, there were a lot of secrets there, and one of the secrets that I held for many years was that I and so many others in my family was abused by my maternal grandfather. And when you are violated and when you are abused as a young girl, it kind of changes the DNA of you. It kind of changes your structure. It alters the way you view the world. So for a lot of years, I was angry, I was bitter. But here's the crazy thing. One of my childhood nicknames was Happy. They call me Happy because I was always smiling. I was always appearing to be happy. But behind that smile was a young girl and a girl crying and wanted someone to just reach out to me and ask me the right questions. What's going on with you? What's happening in your life? And I didn't have that. And so years went by. I did my time in the military. Met my husband during the Gulf War. Met him. Had our son. I have one wonderful child, one wonderful son. And one day, and this is in my book, I was in a church service and I was just realizing the depth and the breadth of the abuse that happened in my family, and was really at a low point for me. And my then pastor's wife, she said, Lisa Jacobs, the Lord stopped by and told me to tell you that you will triumph from your trauma. And in that instant, I literally felt the weight of the shame, the silence, and the secrets began to fade away. I got up from my seat and I made my way to the altar. Now, Che, at this time, I am a believer. I am a licensed minister. I am a life coach. And I am doing all these things while privately healing and privately still wounded. But in that moment, the tension of the heart began to break. It began to vibrate, but then it began to crack. And the first lesson that I learned at that altar is that healing is not a weakness, and that this was not my fault. And I made a commitment and a vow that I would help as many women as I could to become whole and to become everything that God has designed for them. And this has been my life work. I am what I like to call a urban missionary. I go into the places where people typically do not want to go. I minister to broken women, women who have been trafficked, women who have been in prostitution, women who have been on drugs or currently are facing those things. And I've just dedicated my life to pulling as many women who want this healing out of the miry clay. I firmly believe, Che, this that healed people, well, excuse me, broken people have a responsibility to heal, especially those of the faith. You have a responsibility to yourself and to the community to heal. So that's a little bit about me.
Wow. Very, very powerful. Thanks so much for sharing.
You're welcome. You're welcome. And now the smile is genuine. It is genuine. Yeah.
Well, the many people out there that are watching, many women, they want to build a business, they want to build a ministry, they want to build a new life, and they might not be sure where to start. And they might be curious, what would you recommend to them? What's the first step in building a life or building a business or building a ministry? Where should they start? And what's the first, second, or third steps you may recommend they take?
Well, you know what? I've done all three. I built the life, I built the business, and I built the ministry. And all three, it takes. I am a coach, but I have a coach also because there were certain things that I did, certain things that were innate to me just kind of knew how to do it. But then there were certain things that I had no clue. And I wanted my business, specifically my coaching business, to be successful. So the first thing I did was that I hired a coach. The second thing I did was I hired an accountant, a coach, an accountant, and then I invested in me in every type of training that I would see. Hence is when I met you. I went to Jennifer's training and sat under your teaching. Um, but so those are the things that you need to do, and make sure your business is legitimate and that it is legal in your state.
Legitimate and does what you wanted to do. I love that, by the way. And one of my favorite questions I like to ask is, what's one of the best pieces of advice you've ever been given? I like to share a frame for the audience. You've had many mentors along this journey of life. You probably read more
Yeah,
books than you can remember. You probably
yeah.
watched more videos and been through so many trainings. So it's kind of unfair to ask the question. But if you had to step back and say, here's one of the best piece of advice that's been given to me that I want to share with the audience, what would it be and why?
I In 2025, I read a book by Mel Robbins called Let Them. And that book, I'm sure you've read it, and a lot of people in your audience have read it. And if they haven't, I highly encourage that book. And so, the best piece of advice that I've ever been given is let them. Simply let them. Let let them leave. Let them walk away. Let them make the decisions that they need to make for their life. And then the second part of the book is let me. I needed to know how to respond and not to react. I needed to be in control of my emotions and my feelings and let people be. Let them make bad decisions. Let them make good decisions. Let them make no decisions. And being able to walk away and say, Lisa, let them. Let them. The second piece of advice, I heard Oprah Winfrey say this today. At the first whisper of envy and jealousy from a friend, a family member, walk away. Slow walk that person out of your life. Look, we're at a place in our lives where we cannot have someone in our inner circle that's jealous or envious of your success. You're always going to be looking over your shoulder. You're always going to wonder, is it him? Is it her? Is it that person? And she said, at the first whisper of jealousy or envy, start slow walking yourself out of that person's life. And I like to say, I like clean breakups. We don't have to fight and argue and throw things. We certainly not going to break anything that I paid for. Just have a clean breakup, even with your friends. Let it be a clean, mature breakup. But at the first sign of envy, especially as you are building your business or you're building your ministry or you're building your life, you're rebuilding your life, you're dropping habits that you had that kept you bound at the first sign of, Shay, why are you doing this? You've changed. You used to be this way, but now you are that way. You used to party until 6 o'clock in the morning. Here's one of my favorites. Why are you driving that? You got a car? Oh, that little car you got, or that little house, that's a starter house. At the first sign of that, love yourself enough to say, I don't think this person means me a lot of good, and be able to walk away.
Well said. I love it, by the way. Be able to walk away. And, as you're speaking, folks are nosy. They're looking over your shoulder and they're like, Shay, what is the her movement? I mean, they see it. They can't really see it, but they can see the H.E.R movement. It's right behind
Yes,
you, so we can't miss it. And
yes,
so, I've got to ask the question, obviously, what is the H.E.R movement? And what do the letters stand for? Because it's right there, so it must be very important to you because it's right in your office.
It is. It is. So it is her healed, empowered, restored. And I host workshops and retreats for women and sometimes men. And I want people to be healed, empowered, and restored. So once you get your healing, and we believe that if you need to see a counselor like I did, go and by all means and see a counselor. But once you get that healing, now I want you to be empowered to share what you've learned with others. And then once you get the power, are empowered to share, then I want you to be restored and for you to start a movement yourself. Healed, empowered, restored. We're doing something a little bit differently in 2026. The
Oh, tell
Lord
us,
spoke,
tell us, tell
yes,
us.
I'm so excited. He spoke, Wonder Woman Go. Wonder Woman Go. And the GO stands for growth and overcoming. Growth and overcome. We are going to 12 cities this year. So far, we have 12 on our calendar, and we are going, my team and I, we are going to be speaking empowerment, enrichment, entrepreneurship. We believe that not only should you be mentally healthy, physically healthy, spiritually healthy, but fiscally healthy also. Don't buy the shoes, okay, if you can't pay your rent or your mortgage. We want to share with the women sound financial advice. And so I have a team of dynamic women that are going to be going on the road with me. And we're going to just empower the women that you are wonder women and you can go. You can grow and you can overcome whatever obstacles that were thrown at you, whatever landmines, whatever darts that were thrown at you, that you are anointed to finish. You have the anointing to finish, and you can finish strong.
You seem like you really enjoy what you're doing. You could hear the passion in your voice. Wonder Go. I like it. I love it. I
Wonder
love it.
Woman, go. Yes,
Wonder
yes.
Woman Go. All right. I love it, man. That is spot on. That's beautiful. As we come down the home stretch, I'm curious, what does success look like for you these days? What does it feel like?
Wow. Success. What does success feel like? Success to me is being healthy mentally, physically, spiritually, fiscally. When all four of those elements are in alignment in my life, that is success to me. When I am financially successful, but my home life is out of alignment, that's not true success. When my home life is in alignment, but I'm broke, I have more month than money, that's not success. When my body is breaking down and I'm not physically healthy, but I got the church thing okay, it's not success for me. And I do believe it's possible for us to have all four, that all four of those areas to be in alignment. But again, you have to do your work. You have to be disciplined in all four of those areas. I have to take care of home. I've been married for 34 years, and my husband and I are still in love. And most importantly, we still like each other. We like each other, okay? So it's important to me that my home is successful. It's important to me. My son isn't married yet, so he comes home during holidays. It's important to me that my son wants to come home. It's important to me that I dedicate time to my spiritual development. It's important to me that my body begins to be physically fit. And it's important to me that I'm a good steward of everything that God has given me. To me, that is success.
Well said, by the way. Um, What do you do for fun? We're not out saving the world, help people with the her movement, with the Wonder Woman go, and all the stuff you're doing in this platinum life. What do you do for fun?
So I a couple of things I do. I walk, but that's the easy answer. I do a lot of walking, but I love to host dinner parties. And I am an excellent cook, and so I host a lot of theme dinner parties. And then my husband and I, we travel a lot, and we that's our thing, is that we love to travel. So those are, and part of the joy of traveling to me is planning the trip. Now, I do have a travel agent that takes care of the hard part, but just researching different places and going to different places, that is what we like to do for fun. And I like to read. I'm
Okay,
still a
well you
reader.
can't well, you can't leave us hanging and say you like to travel and not tell us one place that you traveled that you liked. I mean, we're just all. Don't worry, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not going to let her off the hook. You've got to share at least one spot. Like Shay, here are a couple places
So,
we traveled that we liked. We're just curious.
Um, my favorite vacation, we went last year for 15 days, is we went to Italy, and we tried something different. We went on a group tour. So once we got to Italy, we connected with a group. We just wanted to see, and we loved it. We loved
Wow.
it. It was easy. It was really, really just easy traveling. We didn't have to worry about navigating the train system, or we didn't have to worry about anything. And so one that was one of my favorite vacation spots, was going to the different cities in Italy. And I think Florence was my favorite place. Second was London. We enjoyed London. We are both history buffs, and so we enjoyed London. And then stateside, I think it would be Charleston, Savannah. We love Charleston and Savannah.
Beautiful
But
spots.
yes,
All
we
beautiful
love
spots.
to travel.
You can't go wrong with any of those spots. Beautiful, by the
No,
way.
no.
As we come down the home stretch, two-part question. Number one, what type of clients is your firm looking to work with these days, if any? I'm not sure if you're taking on any clients. And number two, how can folks connect with you? Where should they go? Is there a website? Is there a place? Like, how can they go connect with you and stay in this conversation over and beyond the time that you and I have right now?
Thank you. So, my ideal client is a person that has looked in the mirror and faced their truth and said, I cannot do this alone. I am a firm believer that every Naomi needs a roof, and every roof needs a Naomi. And so I am your Naomi. I am going to help you to get to a place of healing, empowerment, and restoration. Healing, empowerment, and restoration. You can reach me online on social media, Lisa D. Jacobs, and then Instagram is The Platinum Life. And I do have a website, which is Lisa D. Jacobs Ministries. But yeah, you can reach me there, and I will be more than happy to interview you to see if we are a good fit. I understand that I am not for everyone. I can be over the top. I have a whole lot of energy, and I'm going to push you to your destiny.
I love it, by the way. The energy, and she's going to push you. You got to do
I'm
the
going to
work,
push
but she's
you.
going to be pushing, by the way.
You are going to be pushed. And then, Che, I got to tell you about my book,
Tell
just
me. Tell
really
me
quick.
about the book. Tell me, please.
I am so proud of my 30-day devotional. It's called Not Easily Broken. It's a 30-day journey to healing and restoration from trauma. Your trauma can be grief. Your trauma can be what I experienced, which was childhood sexual abuse. Your trauma can be a divorce. Whatever your trauma is, this book can help you. I am on Amazon. And then we are getting ready to be in a couple of local stores here. But you can go on Amazon today and start your journey to healing. Start your journey to healing. It's a book that was written for women, but look, men can benefit from it also. If you want to be healed and you want to be restored from trauma, Not Easily Broken by Lisa D. Jacobs.
I love it. Got the book. Go to Amazon and get the book. Thank you
Go
so
to
much for being on the
Amazon.
Happy Entrepreneur Show. It's been an honor and a privilege.
It's been an honor for me also. Thank you, Che. I wish God's choice blessings upon you.
Thank you. And thank you to viewers. Thank you for tuning in, because without you, well, we don't have a show. So we never get tired of reminding you every night at 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, no matter what's going on in your life, whether you're doing really, really well and there's a next level of success that you can't wait to get to, or you've been hit with the punch that you never saw coming. The one thing I do believe is that you get a fresh start today and that your best is still yet to come. Your best is yet to come. Your best is yet to come. With that being said, my name is Che Brown. I'm out. Peace. See you on the other side.